jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
First in the building. Samar Warren on deck. You already know what it is, man. Big salute to you for tuning in and supporting the channel. And the first on deck, man. You already know what it is. I appreciate you. One love there, brother. He said, peace and blessings, love. Salute, WCS. Yes, sir. Salute to you. Much appreciated, man. So therefore, those of you that's new to the channel, if you come in, hit the like button. Support the channel. You know how we get down over here at WCS. Since this topic is just making its rounds once again, I'm just going to stand a little bit closer to the carousel because that's pretty much what I'm looking at. I'm going to stand a little bit closer to the carousel and see if the speed changes up, because I want to get to some of the things that I'm not seeing that happened in 2022. And the reason why it's important for me to speak on these things, these type of situations or conversations, is the fact that just last year, and we're only in the fourth month. We're only in the fourth month of 2023, right? And these same individuals that was active in 2022 speaking on this topic about Bud and Spence, I have some areas that I want to visit, and I want you all to pay attention. When I say you all, I want the same ones that was in 2022, extremely active, because I want to speak to you on some things that I just don't see going on in 2023. So with everyone who stayed close to this situation, you know, there was individuals that was doing whole entire documentaries on this particular fight last year. And they have spent time and time and time and time and time again doing live streams on who was responsible for this fight not happening. Clearly, I don't want to sit up here and question anybody's competence, right? I don't want to question your competence. But I just want to question, how do you comprehend certain things? You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds stupid, but like, you're competent enough to be around this situation for as long as you have. But I want to try to figure out what exactly about this situation do you comprehend and that you don't comprehend. Because the fight did not happen. We still have voices out here speaking as loudly as they want to be heard that one man messed up the entire negotiation process. Let me help you understand how that sounds. They was pretty much saying one man disrupted the entire negotiation process, and it's still to this day in 2023 have not been able to be resolved. They said that Bud Crawford resigning from the negotiations and stepping over there to be okay, he was the sole benefactor that caused negotiations to fall apart. Now, the grand scheme of things is that we do live off a calendar. We do live off a calendar year. We do live off, even though it's transparent to one year, to the next. It's transparent in our everyday lives. We do live off a simulation of calendar months, right? So once Bud Crawford fought December 10th of 2022, we understood there was plenty of time for this fight to be made this year. There was plenty of time for them to get back together and come up with some ideas. If they really truly wanted to fight, to come up with some ideas, to come up with some, how can we go about this? What's some different avenues we can take if we choose to revisit? And like I mentioned so many times, Espinosa had plenty and plenty of airtime to speak his mind on this. And he's been extremely inconsistent, just like those who choose to blame Crawford for messing up the negotiations. These same individuals, right, will get extremely mad and make it personal about them if WCS question their competence. You know what I'm saying? If I question their competence and trying to figure out why are they so stubborn to just stick on one person's name, to just be dedicated to one person's name. Timothy Smith came out earlier in the year and pretty much put it out there to the public that they just couldn't meet the demands. They wouldn't be able to. They didn't want to insult Crawford. They put it out there, bro. They put out all this information, man, that they didn't want to insult him. This is Timothy Smith for PBC. This wasn't Timothy Smith working with Top Rank. This wasn't Timothy Smith working with Team Crawford. Timothy Smith working with the Zone, Mashroom, Golden Boy, whoever you want to bring up. This wasn't no Timothy Smith that had ulterior motives to say, you know what, I'm just going to go out on the limb myself independently and speak what I want to speak. No, he had to get with Al Heyman before he even took to the mic. And this was discussed. And then they allowed him to go out there and speak to the public. That's how that works, y'all. That's what I'm saying. The competence. This is information that y'all should already know how to perceive the same way I'm perceiving it. You should be able to. You should understand that one man didn't derail this fight. There's no way. If the fight is this huge, how do you ask yourself that to continue? How do you ask yourself to say, I'm going to dedicate some more time out of my life to continue to make up false accusations, bogus theories, and continue to conspire any way, shape, or form to place all the culpability in the lap of Bud Crawford because this fight still hasn't been made. Now, that's a lot of content creators last year had sources. You know who you are. A lot of you jumped on here and you did thumbnails and you had sources. Sources. That's all we heard. My sources. I even have, look, it was even one guy who said he is the source. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't make this up. Shout out to Sir Foul Player. What's good? What's good there? Sir Foul Player Brooklyn on deck. Mr. Pass in the building. Caps in full salute. W says big up. Looking forward to Spence kid fighting Crawford's kid 2046. That'd be the only Spence versus Crawford. Man, I didn't even think of that, man. I had to give you a salute on that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a good one right there. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I can't even take credit for ever saying that. But that was a smooth one right there. You know what I'm saying? That was a smooth one right there. But I'm looking at last year, right? How all these people said they had sources to give them the information. And if you really paid attention, a lot of the information they was putting out when they wanted to be first to put it out. They wanted to be the only one to put it out. It was wrong. I speak about boxing not having morals and principles all the time, right? But these individuals continue to put out information last year, and they say they had sources, per sources, per sources. They took someone saying nearing and looking and basically wrapping that up as if the fight was actually going to happen last year. But they had sources. You know these same individuals that was out here running their mouth, saying they had sources. And they had every bit of admin logistics as you can imagine to this. They was going up here hour after hour talking about in these debates, talking about who was getting what, why they should get it, where were they at the present time. You know what I'm saying? Why Crawford didn't deserve guaranteed money? Why Spence is the A side? What he did to get the A side? How much money he raked? You know what I'm saying? They had all the admin logistics there. They can tell you everything that was going on behind those doors. These are the ones that say they had sources. Where are your sources in 2023 is my question. Where are your sources in 2023? You had all the sources just a couple of months ago. Y'all knew everything that was going in negotiations. So you trying to tell me y'all severed communication with these so-called confirmed sources? People who provide you information that no one else has have? You trying to tell me they just vanished? They just went away? They no longer exist? Where are these individuals that had the sources last year in 23? Because I'm not hearing any type of information surface about what's going on with this negotiation. Where's the proof that negotiations have come to an end and they have settled everything that needs to be settled? I need one person out of all those individuals. Please explain to me, how does that work? Go in your cache, because a lot of you just operate, every time you do a live, a lot of you cats just operate off your history. You know what I'm saying? You have this mental browser, and all you do is just collect information that's cached in your mental browser, and you just keep regurgitating the same thing. So it should be easy for you to go back in 2022 and find out from the sources, per your sources that you had in 22, that kept you abreast of what was going on with these negotiations. Why aren't they eager to let you know what's going on in 23? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? You all was up there prognosticating a lot of stuff. I swear, every time they go, well, I think they're gonna announce the fight this day, and we definitely gonna have the first press conference this day. They was prognosticating fools, y'all. They was up here just then telling you all, like, my sources. Everybody was on point. You have 30 freaking channels up here talking about this fight's gonna happen. This fight's gonna be announced this day. Guarantee it. They was so desperate. They was putting a grand announcement as this with fights that didn't make any sense. Like, why would we announce it on this particular date, September 4th, a day before Labor Day? What's big about Labor Day? Work? A holiday that's set aside for laborers? Don't nobody want to announce a boxing match the day before Labor Day. Come on, man. If anything, they tried to say it was going to be announced before Independence Day, July 4th, but we all know that was a lie. So let's get back. Going through your cache, man, of all you have that browser history, where is the sources that you had in 22? Where are they now? Why can't you same channels come out with information about this negotiation as if you know what it is? Why aren't y'all, active like you were in 22 to provide us information that we so desire? Where's the proof that if you're gonna sit up here, if you're gonna get behind the mic, if you're gonna be behind the camera, in front of the camera, if you're gonna be this voice of reason, and now you want to hop on June 17th as you know the day, and it's gonna be announced April 22nd, we're missing one valuable piece of information, the POI. We are missing the POI. Okay, don't let me start going into my military terms, but we're missing the POI. The POI, the piece of information, is who has proof that negotiation have finished? Who has proof that both of these fighters have come to an agreeable point and they have agreed on everything to include Al Heyman's blessings? Why haven't I heard any one of you channels talking about that? Because last year you all was, oh my God, you couldn't tell them anything. People was drooling, slobbing, spitting, goddamn, cussing each other out on the panel like they knew everything about negotiation, and nothing happened. Please explain to me, what are the numbers? Where are the numbers? All you so-called legal experts out there, where are the numbers to this negotiation? Since y'all want to talk about June 17th, we're not going to skip rope. Like that's the way it goes down. No. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go back to the starting point of 23. Where are the numbers that you can prove to the boxing fans that this negotiation is signed, sealed, delivered? Where are the sources that you same channels used in 22 that was providing you with all the info? They gave you all the info free of charge. Had you out here on YouTube just talking and talking and talking. I want to do it for my listeners. I want you all to provide the information so myself and my listeners can be more educated as to how you all are skipping over to a fight date when just last year, all you all was talking about is negotiations. Every one of you niggas was experts in what was going on at negotiations for Crawford Spence. Every one of you. This is going on, that's equitable. Yeah, that's fair. 65-35. That's very, very fair. And let me tell you, not a penny more. Not a penny more. You don't deserve that. Who Crawford think he is? He ain't did anything in the welterweight division. You know how many times, if you listen to these channels, how many debates was talking about resume comparisons and how the resumes somewhat were like cryptocurrency, somewhat was like a IOU to the big fight. Like they put a price point on every resume that these fighters had. I mean, every bout or matchup that these fighters had, primarily Bud Crawford. And they tried to act like they was going to run the numbers per the resume on who they fought and try to come up with a value as to who should rate what. This was only for Crawford now, because when it comes to the Spencerholics and the aerosexuals or whatever you want to call them, they always bring Errol Spence overpriced into any debate. Overpriced. He did all the heavy lifting for 3 belts. They overprice him, and then they want to take it from there. It's up to you to set the price the way it's supposed to. It's up to you to go to the auction. You know what I'm saying? They bring him in overpriced for you to take it to the auction and bid down and convince them that what you're talking about is absolutely fact. Who has the proof that the negotiations have been completed? That's what you should be doing your lives on. Who has the proof? Where's the proof these negotiations are over? Before we move any further, y'all have to hold yourselves accountable, man. Y'all did thousands upon thousands of lives last year, and y'all was all CFOs, chief financial officers. You all was all CEOs, managers. Y'all was in there talking as if you knew all the fine details, where the fight was going to be, You know what I'm saying? What the price or what the price of the tickets was gonna be, what the ring size should be, the glove should be. You know what I'm saying? When they was gonna make the announcement, they had everything laid out from top to bottom, start to finish, y'all. They knew everything that they could tell you about these negotiations per their sources. So I'm asking them same individuals, per your sources, why have you been extremely silent in 23 and not providing us the information that you were so desired, you were so actively doing in 22? That's what WCS wants to know. Where is all the activity? Where is all the information that you had so freely in 22, talking about sources and negotiation? Don't say because you haven't heard anything. No, no, no. We're talking about sources. We're talking about the individuals who claim to have phone numbers, contacts, whether it be email, social media. This was just last year now. Come on now. Not too much change from 22 to 23 when it comes to technology. All right, let's be honest. Technology still existed last year as it do in the current year, right? So I am asking those who were screaming and yelling about your sources and making yourself seem bigger than what you are, where are those sources when it comes to now? Is the fight concluded? Has the fight negotiations concluded? Have they agreed? Why am I not seeing live streams done on the numbers? What are the numbers now since Crawford had a fight at BOK Prime? Are they the same, 65-35? What are the numbers? I'm challenging you all, the ones who claim to be on this hierarchy of the YTC. What are the numbers? Don't try to change it up now. Don't try to jump to the date. Don't try to be desperately hoping and waiting that this fight be announced on April 22nd. What I want you to understand, I need for you to do some homework for me. Where are the numbers? Where are the numbers? All you big, big time so-called heavy hitters on the YTC and claim that you're doing the big numbers and you get all the views. Explain to WCS, right? Where are the numbers? I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear nothing about anything what somebody talking about. Where are your sources? Where are the numbers like you had last year? Because you all was putting it out to your listeners like you had the lifeline. You understood what that was about. You had the lifeline. You had the open method of communication to hit this person up anytime you felt like. Where are your sources now? And why aren't you talking about numbers? Who's getting what? Is it 70-30? 60-40? 50-50? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. What's going on? Those of you that's in the chat. What's going on? DJ7, salute. Hello ones, what's up? What's up with you? On deck. Toby Bartlett, shout to across the pond. On deck, man. You already know what it is. True Media Today, USA Boxing. What's good, coach? How you feeling? On deck. This is just where I'm at with it, right? This has nothing to do with religion. Even though y'all some lying ass niggas, right? This don't have nothing to do with religion. But this just goes to show you how certain individuals can thrive off, coming up with this information, and they never can tell you where the information came from. What was the starting point on when you heard those numbers last year? Because there's a lot of people that was running with the numbers. Why are you all in place in 2023 and you haven't even left the blocks when it comes to these numbers? We got to talk about the numbers because it has a lot to do with negotiation, right? So if you had sources last year, you got sources this year. Why are you not speaking on the numbers and y'all are just silent? Y'all busy thinking about 2 days. April 22nd now, that all of a sudden Ring announces, oh, it's a possibility. It's a possibility that this fight shall go down finally. Like, who talks about that? Like, hearing that announcement, it was just like, you take a big glop of peanut butter and you splash it up against the wall and you stand there. You say, you know what? I'm waiting on a sign. If this peanut butter drops off this wall onto the floor within the next 10 minutes, that's a sign for me. Where are the numbers, man? Where are the percentages like y'all kings was talking about last year? Why are y'all so absent on these type of talks in 23? And in 2 weeks, we supposed to officially get some announcement that the fight is going in June 17th. I'm holding y'all accountable, bro. Y'all want to do debate after debate and see who's the smartest and what, who knows this information. You know what I'm saying? Who's been talking to who per my sources? I'm asking you a question. Why aren't y'all talking about negotiations now? Because your sources haven't changed. They haven't went away. You still, if you that guy or a girl, you should be able to reach out to them and say, I would just like the information, any information you can give me on, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. If they want to leak some information, then guess what? But I don't hear nobody talking about percentages. I don't hear anyone talking about guarantee money. I don't hear anything. Only thing we're going off is rumor mill that the fight's going to be in Vegas. Now it's going to be in June. Possibly announced April in Vegas. But that's not even my topic. That's not even the point of interest. My interest is I'm asking those who was very, very loud in 22. They wanted to break this down and give you a whole spreadsheet as to why the numbers are what they are. So I'm asking you all, once again, why are you all faking the people, frauding the people? You're frauding your listeners by keeping information away from them in 23. Because if they listen to you talk this talk in 22 about numbers, and this is how the numbers are being calculated, and this is how they are sorting out who gonna make what, where's all the information now? Come on now, don't be quiet. Where's all the information? Y'all big time. Y'all know who's in the camp. Y'all get to talk to people. Y'all always talking about who this, what. Oh, we talk. Oh, I communicate with them all the time. WCS is asking a very, very simple but complex question. The simple part is I'm speaking on something that you was acting like you was an expert in. Who's making what for this fight coming up? Is it going to be a 50-50? Is it going to be a 50-50 fight? What is the guarantee, if any? Is the fighters getting guaranteed or not? Are they both going to get some on the back end? That's it. Just yesterday, y'all had all the answers. See, I just sit back and I listen and I look at people's lives, and it just seems like y'all willing to go with the flow. I get it. A lot of y'all cats willing to go with the flow. But what I'm saying is, I'm taking something that was very, very active last year, and I'm bringing it back to light. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to keep you on the manifesto. You all was on the launch pad all on the back end of 2022, from the time Errol Spence got out the ring with Udenis Ugas all the way to the end, to when Terrence Crawford fought on December 10th. You all knew everything. And then y'all say, oh man, he could have made the fight because, if he can fight in December, why can't he fight in February? February has come and gone, and we still don't have a fight. So I'm asking once again, I'm trying to speak on the frivolous information that you all was passing last year. Why have y'all been extremely quiet in 23? Y'all not talking about percentages. You're not talking about um certified. I'm talking about certified. You spoke to your sources, certified information that deals with this fight. I'm talking about certified, confirmed information that you spoke to your sources that deals with this fight. What is the percentages going to be? Are we going to see something different? Because I see all these other fights coming up, and it seems like they're getting guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing with Tank and Garcia, they're going to be getting guaranteed money. But I'm waiting for the aerosexuals, those big kings, those kings of voices, man, to come up here and explain to me about the big extravaganza. Who's going to be making what? No need to talk about the A and B side. All I want to do is try to get across to the YTC as to what the percentages are. What is the format for this fight? Because last year all I heard was what Bud don't deserve and what he don't rate, and he don't have a promoter. And you know how the audacity of him to go over there and try to negotiate with Al Hain with no promoter. He's not good for business. I don't like the way he's moving. Look, I never heard a bunch of grown ass men, right, speak so much about how another grown man is moving when they have absolutely zero to do with the movement itself. You're not contributing to anything on how Bud Crawford moves. But y'all was up here. I don't like the way he moving, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't like the way he moving, man. Maybe we should get a DP out on him, man. Call the fellas together, man, and get a DP on him, man. And this ain't right, man. Y'all up here worrying about how this dude is moving. He ain't moving right. He ain't moving right. So this man moved away from negotiations into other to BOK negotiations, fought on the fight card in his backyard, got paid, and on to the next, went to Twitter and say, I'm ready to spin the block when you are. I'm ready to spin the block when you are. I mean, how much more needs to be said? Crawford put it out there that he's ready to spin the block when Spence. So back to the question that y'all can think about. For those of you that was around in that infamous 2022, let's call it Fraud Street. You know what I'm saying? Let's call the era of Fraud Street. Because it happened the same way. You saw what happened to Black Wall Street, right? You know, the shit got burned down, right? The same thing with Fraud Street. Fraud Street got burned to the ground. You know why it got burned to the ground? Because there was so many lies that was being tossed into the pile. It was so much accelerant that they was pouring on there. It was guaranteed to burn itself down because nothing they saying was coming to fruition. All the information and the dates and the months and everything that they was gonna fight in October, they was gonna fight in November, then they were gonna turn around and fight on December. He was gonna have Frank Martin, on his undercard and all this other. None of that shit came to fruition, y'all. So what did they do? They go on a smear campaign to talk shit about Crawford for months upon months upon months, y'all, and got nothing from it. You got cowards like Fanon that's sitting up here trying to engage with the man on Twitter and then say blessings to you and your loved one. How can you sit up here and say that? If someone was coming at his family like that, he would try to sit up here and get his license reactivated so he can try to file legal paperwork for a civil suit. This is what these bums do. They want to run a whole smear campaign. They want to get together and run a whole smear campaign on Bud Crawford. But you all are the same ones in 23 that ain't said shit about his negotiation. Y'all want to sit up here and skip rope all the way to what? An announcement. No, let's give these 2 weeks their just due. Let's show them high favor, goddammit. Where is the numbers that y'all had last year? Where's your source of information that you had last year? No need to pretend, because you had all the answers last year. All y'all was talking like you knew for a fact, and you absolutely was wrong. I didn't hear none of y'all apologize to your freaking your fan base that was listening to the lies that you was talking about. What happened, man? Why won't you address the impairment for what it is, man? Y'all was on some bullshit, and you told a bunch of lies last year. So all I'm asking you this year is to stay on track. Keep the same energy. What are the numbers? What are the percentages? If this fight's supposed to be announced in 2 weeks, where's all this logistics that y'all knew in 22? I have 1,000 questions, but y'all can't give me one answer. If any one of y'all out there can give me one answer, what are the details? I know someone's been close to the situation. What is the percentage this time around? If this fight is happening, what are the percentages? Give us the inside intel as to what are the percentages. Who's getting what? What's the guarantee money looking like? Because we still can't go back and see Caleb Plant and David Benavidez fight, and then Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight. And then we come to here and we're talking about, oh, well, ain't nothing changed. I'm just going to go out on the ropes because WCS asked. I'm going to go out on the rope and say it's the same as last year. You know, they're going to get the net profit on the back end. I heard cats last year talk about Crawford should be happy that he's getting anything. Have you ever heard some asinine type shit like that? You heard you had dudes out here talking about Crawford should be happy he's getting anything. You do know that a fighter cannot fight for free. Y'all dodo birds do know that, right? You can't fight for free. You can't go over there and say, I fight for free, and you go in there and you fight for free. You can't do that. You at least got to charge them $1. You at least got to make the purse $1. And any fighter on Crawford's freaking level know damn well they're not fighting for $1. But you know, the skullduggery never stops to amaze me. I want y'all that's listening in, I just want y'all to do this. You know, I'm asking a legitimate question as to how it went down last year and what we are absent of currently, right here, right now, as I'm speaking to you. These fraud, bogus ass channels that speak as if they have sources. Where are your sources at right now? Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? Toby said, I wonder if Bud's 2-time $50 million deals are still on the table. Man, it's hard to know what's on the table if they ain't talking about it. Come on, man. Where are the numbers at? I'm slapping the next person out here say the words negotiated in bad faith. Absolutely. Solid point. They talk about how Bud Crawford moves so poorly, how he negotiated in bad faith, but they forget the people or the individuals that he's negotiating with. Al Heyman's been around this game since the music business. You all will sit up here and give this man backstory with praise and high glory. But when it comes to Bud Crawford, one freaking Crawford negotiation, you're trying to act like Al Heyman all of a sudden is caught lacking? The man has been around this forever and a day. He knows what's going on. You're talking about Bud negotiating in bad faith. How can he negotiate in bad faith with no promoter? The fact that he is showing up to the table is an effort in itself, man. That's to be commended. So how is it a problem? How is that a problem? How are you gonna blast him? How are you gonna scrutinize his moves when he's actually trying to make the fight? Y'all forgot about that? Like, what if Crawford left Top Rank and didn't even entertain? Because y'all love bringing up when he said the fight with him and Errol Spence, he ain't looking forward to that. He don't care about it. He don't need it for his legacy. Yeah, y'all quick to bring up the 1, 2, 3. But yeah, you're not giving him any credit for actually taking the initiative to go over there and attempt to negotiate without a promoter. So him walking through those doors trying to sit down or whatever and negotiate without a promoter with the one and only Al Heyman, everyone knew that it was going to be tough. You knew the shit was going to be tough. But y'all trying to act like Bud is the reason that everything didn't work out. You have to understand who you was dealing with. You was dealing with Al Heyman. Bud Crawford and his team was dealing with Al Heyman. Al Heyman is nowhere close to being a tyro when it comes to these negotiation process. You know damn well that is the truth. So I ask you again, when y'all was talking about all these numbers and Bud Crawford bringing in hedge fund operatives, how he was trying to go behind Al Heyman. Come on. How can anyone go behind? Look, this is a perfect example, right? Just because you make a phone call to a fighter and get on here and lie about trying to make a fight, nobody's going behind Al Heyman's back. Did you see what happened to Anthony Peterson and the stuff that goes on behind the scenes with these managers? How, a little situation here and there with his previous manager that he had released himself, separated himself from, he was going with somebody else, how that manager pulled him from a fight in his hometown. Do y'all pay attention to small fights like that? Or it's just up to me? Because she made the phone call and he didn't fight. And it wasn't even important for them to talk sense into her, knowing his brother Lamont was on the same card. In their backyard. It was a big deal. A big deal, y'all. Come on, when you talk about DMV, you're talking about the Peterson brothers. It wasn't enough because he got pulled from the card. Right? So now we coming up, Crawford negotiating bad faith with Al Heyman. How is him bringing a suggestion about hedge fund is going behind Al Heyman's back? It don't matter if Spence would agree to it or not. Spence could have said, hey, yeah, I'm down with that. You still got to go to Al Heyman. Everybody know who's the damn approving authority over there. Everybody knows who's the grand pooper. Why y'all sitting up here acting like Crawford has all the power, but it's only in a small room? And when he cracks the door open, that's the only time you get to see him shine. But most of it is him in that room, and he's out of sight, out of mind. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Get the fuck out of here. Stop playing. Bruce Gas Boxing Jackson, what was good? What's good with it, Bruce? OG on deck, man. That's where I'm at with this, bro. This stuff is insane, man. Listen to this. I just wanted to come in and talk about it briefly because I'm gonna continue to nip at it. I just want to bring this morning, this morning topic, put it on the table. Because I see all these damn live streams about hey, hey, the announcement is supposed to be happening April 22nd. I get it, bro. I get it. The YTC is used to being played with all the time. You like to be mindful. I get it, bro. I get it. But just listen to what I'm asking you, right? If you had all the numbers last year, why don't you this year? Where's your sources? Where have they gone? What are they doing right now? Why aren't they treating you as a priority? Where are your sources at, goddammit? Where are all the percentage numbers? Where's all the damn manifesto details? Where's everything? Where is it? You should have the ring size, the glove that they wearing. You should have everything. Is it a catch weight? Because y'all keep on crying about Errol Spence, not being able to make weight, but you give him freaking a whole year. Shit, he should be able to get 147 if you give the man a whole fucking year. Because we know damn well when negotiations fell out in October, what was he saying? Oh, it's getting tough. It's getting tough for me to make weight. I've been at this weight for so long. It's been so tough for me. It's been so tough to me. I'm just hurting inside. Come on, man. We don't want to hear that. We see him at the Frank Martin fight. The man looked healthy. The man looked healthy. Stop it. Stop playing around. The man looked healthy. You know he looked healthy. The man looked healthy. He started complaining last October about making weight, and he'd been in the welterweight division for too long. And people start jumping on the freaking wagon to my man, what do you want? They're talking about Crawford negotiating bad faith, but they don't talk about Errol Spence eating in bad faith. They don't talk about him drinking in bad faith. They'll talk about all the stuff. Crawford's not doing this, so they can't put that jacket on Crawford because you don't see him inebriated, public intoxication. You know what I'm saying? You don't see any of that for Crawford. So what they do is try to change it over to question the man's intelligence. They do that to blacks a lot. They're trying to say, oh, he's not intelligent enough to go out here and do business on his own. He lacks the moral compass. He's not smart enough. Him and his team not smart enough, right? But then when it comes to Errol Spence, they just smoothed over, refuse to speak on his problems. They refuse to speak on it and address it because they want to stay close. They want to stay close to the sources that's over there in Texas. They want to be close to a moment. Because I'm gonna tell you this point blank. I'm gonna tell you all the way through. This fight happens, and Errol Spence does not come up victorious. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna get on here the next day looking like the clowns they are, and they're gonna sit up here and act like the fight didn't even happen the night before. They're gonna treat it the same way they did when that video popped out, and this dude was in there moaning and groaning and looked like he was in a freaking Milky Way, sitting on a star. Man, I love being up here by myself. Man, it's just so surreal. It's peaceful up here. I never even thought I can sit on a star in the Milky Way. You know what I'm saying? This is just amazing. With no suit on either, I'm breathing just fine. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is what y'all talking about. You won't even talk about anything he got going on all the fuck ups that he's been a part of. Crawford's not a part of that, but he is. But you refuse to speak on it and have some type of honor about yourself. But yet you'll turn to your kids and tell them, "Oh, I want you to be as great. I want you to be leaders. I want you to be set the examples for others to emulate. I want you to be that. That's what I want you to be." But you know what? When you hear me on YouTube, and I'm not really holding Errol Spence accountable for his sins and the way he's going out here, you know, effing up his brand, the way he put himself in that situation over and over again, and people don't want to address him about it. Hey, don't worry about that. That's just daddy. It's just for the gram. That's all. It's just for daddy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it now. Don't worry about what I'm not talking about. But daddy, Crawford, I never seen him. I asked my friends, can they find just one picture of him drunk in public? And they told me they couldn't do it. And I had to give them a total of $5, daddy, that I stole out your wallet because I owed them a debt. And they said I wouldn't eat lunch for a total of 7 days if I didn't bring that $5 to them. I lost the bet. You know why I lost that, daddy? Because I heard you online talking so bad about Crawford. And I was like, hey, I can't defend my papa. I just know he's on the YTC and he has this big, huge channel with all these viewers, right? I'm just asking, where is all the evidence to suggest that Crawford's negotiating bad faith, and that's why we don't have a fight so far? All I'm asking is the same individuals to come forth with that same numbers, that same expertise of numbers that you had last year, so we can get on track. And can you please do this before April 22nd, the big day? I want to hear some information. I really want to know how this is going to play out. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I really want to know how this is going to play out, because when it comes down to the lies and everything, you know, you have kids that tune in to your lives, and they know that you've been boosting up Errol Spence and not speaking about his transgressions, but yeah, you've been speaking about Bud Crawford when he's been doing everything business wise in boxing to make the fight happen. But you all took it upon yourself to make it personal and get a smear campaign going, knowing this man have a family just like you do. Ah, they don't care. I get it. I get it, man. It's okay to speak falsely or mislead your audience instead of really talking about the facts at hand. That's all. So y'all do me a favor. I will be back on later. I don't want to speak in length too much about this. I just wanted you all to kind of understand where I was at. I just really been sitting back listening, and I was just in awe that no one's talking about the numbers like they did so actively in 2022. Where are the numbers? I know it's somebody out there that's willing to start the rumor. So let WCS say, come on, man, start off with something 90-10, 95-5. Come on, start off something that's going to attract viewership. Okay, Spence getting 95%, Crawford's getting 5%. That's the only way it can go down. Money's short. The budget's tight. Come on, man. Can y'all do that for me? I'll be back on later. Appreciate y'all for pulling out. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Turn up to World Combat Sports. I'm out.